Hello, welcome to IMHO.
In my homosexual opinion.
I'm Darby.
I'm Alexis P. Bevels. The P today stands for pooping in a corset.
Ooh.
Ever done that?
No, I have. Well,
it's weird.
I pooped my tights while wearing a corset, so yes.
Fun. In other news, now Darby, before we get to the meat and potatoes of this, I have a little appetizer, a little hors d'oeuvre. Do you know one of the movies that we bonded over? It's also a book series that we both love, especially in hotels. It's called Crazy Rich Asians.
Yes, Queen work.
Did you
Mama
hear? It is reported that
it's finally coming back.
The creators of that, John M. Chu and Adele Lim, who wrote it, and Kevin Kwan, are all teaming up again for a TV series on Max.
I'm in.
They're in the early stages,
I'm in.
so there's no word on casting. And it doesn't mean we're never going to get a sequel. John Chu said that, they were just waiting for the right pieces to come together. A sequel can still happen, but for the TV show, there's just so many characters we wanted space.
Yeah.
I am thrilled. I am sat already.
Have you read the books?
I started the first book.
So
I need to get back into it.
So
no, you gave me your copy.
Can I give you a tip?
Mm-hmm.
I loved the Crazy Rich Asians book series.
It's one of my favorite Cinderella story movies. It's my favorite romance movie of all time.
I read all three. One thing that I had to do was, because there's 100 characters introduced every chapter. For my bookmark, I used a sheet of paper and I would write names and who they were so I could go back and reference. That was the only way I was able to read it and understand what was happening. So you will need a character guide. You will need a character guide. But they're brilliant books.
I'm thrilled.
They're so fun.
I am so excited. I love John M. Chu. And I love that movie.
Now, speaking of John M. Chu...
And I love Max.
Can we talk about the Oscars during credits chat? I have so many thoughts.
Yeah, should we put a pin in that?
Yeah, let's put a pin in that.
Okay, Oscars.
We're returning to that. Alexis, before we get too involved in this entire episode about Drag Race and the such as, we do need to thank the sponsor of today's video, and that is, of course,
Adam and Eve.
Or AdamMail.com if you're... AdamandEve.com is a website that allows you to purchase adult themed items so that you don't have to go into a store and talk to a worker about your butt. No, thanks.
I only talk to a very small circle of people about my butt. There's, of course, my beautiful boyfriend, Austin.
Mm-hmm.
There is you.
Yeah.
There's my doctor.
Sorry, your butt. I'm allergic. Your butt.
To my butt?
Yeah.
Well, thank God I have AdamandEve.com to plug it up.
Y'all, I love Adam and Eve. They have sponsored us for a while now, and I have used their products for a while now, and I know you're tired of hearing it, but it really does help.
It really does help. Here, I'll tell them because I know what you're going to say.
Okay.
Me and my husband are thinking about having sex for the first time. And I just have a tiny little coin slot. So I needed to stretch. You know, your butthole's just like any muscle. You have to stretch it so that you can, achieve your goals. So I went to Adam and Eve and I got a butt plug kit, a butt stretching kit. Anal stretchers. And there's different sections and you start with the biggest one. You just want to get that one out of the way.
Almost
and then
too
you
big.
Work your way down and you end when the little one just kind of rattles around in there.
Yeah.
Like a maraca.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you want your butt to be a maraca, all you have to do is go to AdamandEve.com or AdamMail.com and use code IMHO at checkout. You will get 50% off one item. 50% off, and you get free shipping in the Canada and a United States. Some restrictions apply. Don't be insane.
But don't worry about shipping because the packaging is discreet.
Discreet
and
as
your
hell.
And your neighbor will not know.
And your neighbor's neighbor will have no idea.
No idea.
I'm sorry, finish your statement. I want to know where this was going.
No idea that you've just ordered a new ding dong.
That's so true. Thank you so much, AdamandEve.com, for sponsoring us.
Yeah.
And thank you for using the code IMHO at checkout so you get 50% off.
One item.
Goodbye.
Adam and Eve. We're actually here to talk about RuPaul's Drag Race.
Actually, before we do that, can I tell you something that happened to me yesterday?
Please.
Okay. I'm so sorry, y'all. It'll just be about half an hour. So I got my hair cut. Y'all stop. Don't hype me up too much, okay? You can't even see it. The guy that I go to, I love him. He's just this random guy that I found on the internet. Much how I found most of my men.
Yeah.
And he's just a really sweet guy. He's Armenian and...
Like Cher?
He's Cher. He's so soft-spoken and sweet, and I just love that I get to teach him stuff. And then on top of that, though, there are other people trying to teach him things because he said his favorite podcast was Joe Rogan. Now, I know I should have run screaming, but I'm not because I don't think he knows any better. Like, he really is just he keeps to himself, very quiet guy. He spends all of his time with his family, and, like, he really just doesn't look into things. And so he's very susceptible. So I've been trying to teach him, and I'm having a lot of fun. Well, I think I realized we may not be a good fit, and I'll tell you why yesterday. This is crazy. And this is on me. Well, no, he's been cutting my hair for like almost 3 years now. You know, I rib. That's what I do. I rib people. I find him physically attractive. So when I find you physically attractive, I'm going to flirt with you. And my way of flirting is pushing you down and kicking you in the face. Okay?
Yeah.
So we rib each other. And yesterday he was on one. And he's a very quiet, soft-spoken guy, but he was letting him go. And I was like, whoa, we are really connecting today. This is perfect. And I was having so much fun. And I don't know how it came up, but George W. Bush came up. And I had said, he paints now. Like, he's a painter. And he's like, is his paintings good? And I said, no. But I bought a print the day before of a painting that made me laugh.
What painting?
So I described it to him. That was what he said.
Oh, I forgot. Okay.
That's what he said.
Okay.
I said it was a painting of Bert and Ernie, which he didn't know who they were. And I said from Sesame Street, and he didn't know who that was. So we spent a while talking about Muppets, which was really fun. Again, how fun is that, you know? Anyway, so I'm explaining to this hot guy about Muppets, and I'm like, okay, now you got who Bert and Ernie are. Someone painted Bert and Ernie sitting at home in their chairs, and on the back of the wall there's a calendar that says September 11th, and in between them is a clock, and the clock says like 9:20, whatever the time was when the plane hit the tower, and they're watching TV and they're both going I said, and it just made me laugh so hard I had to buy it. And then he goes, you thought that was funny? What's funny? And we'd been ribbing all day, so I was like, cuz like that was crazy. That was a crazy time. We're the same age. I was like, that was a crazy time. It was wild. It was wild to live in. There were American flags everywhere. Our response to it was insane. It's just all insane. Everything was insane. And I just, joking about it, I don't know, brings me some sort of comfort. Anyway, but I'm just kind of laughing.
You like to laugh and joke about really, really dark things,
stuff.
Because your life has been really dark.
And he goes, that's too dark for me. No. I can't joke about that. If we can't joke about 9/11, what are we doing here? And then 5 minutes later, he's making jokes about pushing me off the Golden Gate Bridge. What the fuck?
That's fine. That's not the line.
That's not the line.
Look, I think it's...
The line is 9/11.
I think it's healthy that this, relative stranger was able to set a boundary.
Bullshit. It's bullshit.
No.
Anyway, I'm looking for a new hair cutter in the LA area.
No, you should go back to him.
If you...
Just maybe avoid that subject.
I can't, though. It's such a big part of my everyday life. And if I can't go to my hair cutter and say, I saw the funniest 9/11 meme, then how can I get my hair cut in comfort?
True, but on the other hand, it's what, 25 minutes to get your hair cut? How much time do you spend there?
I'm sorry, so 9/11 has a time limit?
No, what I'm saying is you can find... I know you can find other things, fucked up things to talk about for 25 minutes out of your day, and you can save the 9/11 stuff for the people that know that you are just deeply traumatized. You know what I mean?
Well, I didn't do it. Okay, let's get started. Because I'm starting to feel like I'm the crazy one here. Y'all are being so weird. So we go to RuPaul's Drag Race, and it's a library. It's open.
I didn't mean to make you
No, I'm
crazy.
kidding. Okay. You didn't at all.
Get out your cards because the library is open, and we're going to check out some ladies reading.
Go ahead.
Did I LOL?
I think that poop wore you out.
I am very tired.
Yeah. Let's just go through everyone. I have to say, overall, it was a good library.
It was a great library.
I think they were tired of us being upset about the library being bad. I wonder if they, here's a couple jokes if you need them.
Yeah, no, I think we just have a good cast.
It was great.
Yeah.
So up first, Anya, did you LOL? Yes.
Yes, I did. When she said, What
You
did
know, Rue, a lot of us came here to start our career, but Lana came here to end it.
I love it. I like what she said to Corey about it's not cheating to look at the mirror before you get on the runway.
Yeah, but that one was a little too easy. That was low-hanging fruit. But saying Lana is actively hurting her career by being here is so funny. And for her to say that and Rue to be off to the side cackling.
Hilarious.
Lana must have felt... Who's a short one?
George's.
Thank you. Ariette, she bombed.
She did bomb, but Jules had a
Did I
funny
LOL? No.
response. She said, like,
Stone isn't soft.
And then she goes, your jokes aren't funny. It was funny.
Yeah,
it was
great.
Jules is hilarious.
Lexi. Did I LOL?
I did
Of
LOL.
Course, of course. My favorite one was Corey King. When Marsha P. Johnson threw you, how bad did it hurt? Her leaning in with that delivery is so good. And then Rue is dying laughing.
And she's just
and
like...
she's going, yes, mother, feels so good. Give it to me.
It's
yes,
so
mother.
good.
It was so good.
She is one of those people, they said it about her in Snatch Game, that just kind of anything she says is funny. And that's true.
Yeah, and it's not fair, okay? But she's trans. She gets one thing. Jesus Christ.
Let her have it.
Jules, this one made me laugh. Jules said, Corey King, I heard you had to start identifying as they, them, but it's not because you're non-binary, it's because you're the size of a group of people. It was great. Jules is so funny.
Fucking good in everything.
In everything that she does. She said another one that just made me laugh. There is no I in team, but there is a D in Lydia, and it's Corey's. Jules! You know what? Now I'm mad at that tumor. That tumor was trying to take out a hilarious queen.
Yeah. It didn't get her funny bone, though. Just her spine.
That's so good.
Also offensive. I'm sorry, Jules.
No, it's very offensive, and you will never, ever get to meet her in real life. That's great.
I don't want to meet these girls. I don't want to fly that close to the sun.
Lana, bless her heart, they only showed one, and I think everyone was just relieved that she had one. Sam, you remind me of my favorite Batman character, Two-Face.
Oh, yeah. That's a safe.
Safe.
It's
fine.
safe. It's
Can't
funny.
say it's the first time I've ever heard that.
No.
But bless her heart.
Tommy
Funny's
Lee
not her thing.
Jones, Two-Face. Tommy Lee Jones played Two-Face.
I love Tommy Lee Jones.
Yeah, me too.
Gene Hackman, rest in peace. 95. I gotta tell you, when I got the notification on my phone that Gene Hackman had died, I thought, he was alive?
Yeah.
Anyway, watch Poseidon Adventure. So then we get to the Lovebirds. Lydia, she says, Corey, you may be my top, but to the judges, you will always be in the bottom.
That's very funny.
That was great. So she gave her a little jab, and it was about her performance on the show. Then Corey did something very interesting. She was talking about how, like, you know how I shake my cup, and it looks like you also shake a cup outside for money. So she was saying that Lydia looked homeless, but, like, you want to fuck her. I don't know. It just didn't make sense to me why was that the joke?
It didn't make sense that Corey wasn't funny?
Now it makes sense.
No, I think Corey's very funny.
Corey's very funny in her talking heads.
Talking heads, yeah.
And apparently on Cameo. Susie, she says, Lana, at this point, all you can do, and Lana starts to laugh. She's like, all you could do is, and then Susie finishes it, is disappoint the judges.
Ah!
It gagged Lana, because she did not expect that to happen to her, but it did.
It's funny.
Susie had a lot of really good ones. She said, Lexi Love, you're just steps away from reaching your dreams. 12 steps, exactly.
Oh, funny.
Very funny. And then finally, Sam. Sam did make me laugh when she said, Anya, your padding is so lumpy, you don't have a silhouette. You have a silhouette?
Oh, funny.
That's funny.
That's funny.
That's really funny.
I love a play on words. I did LOL.
I LOL'd, I think, the most at Jules. However, Susie had quite a few jokes, so Susie has won the reading challenge.
Yeah!
Congratulations, Susie, you little toot. So they find out that they are going to be Betsy Johnsoning, and my husband...
It's a design challenge.
Didn't know who Betsy Johnson was.
Really?
Isn't that crazy?
I listened to a podcast.
You never been to a Marshall's?
There's a podcast called Lady to Lady, and one of the ladies in that podcast got to interview Betsy Johnson and go to her house. And do you know how she got started? I can't remember all the details. I'm going to say it wrong. But she and her friend just started sewing dresses.
Yeah.
And then she just loved it. And so they got really popular, and she only makes like one of everything.
Yeah.
So when she'll see it on someone, like when someone comes up to her in the wild, she'll be like, oh my God, I remember making that. Like...
Isn't that fun?
She's so cool. I didn't know the thing about how she was the first to have trans models on her runway. That's commendable.
I didn't either. And like,
that's amazing.
And it's so brave because, you know, trans people, they take the focus from everyone. Why can't we stop talking about them?
No, they don't take focus. Hold on.
You got it. Amplified trans voices,
Okay.
but just for this joke.
Cut out that.
Okay.
No, they don't take focus. They try to fuck us in every way possible.
I'm so proud of you. Take it back. I take it back.
Speaking of that noise I just made, I made this look to be Toadette. Or there's a girl Toad, and I think she has a red vest, and I lost the red vest. But that's what I'm being today. Because it's pink.
Because it fits with the theme.
Yeah.
Let's just go right to it. I don't have anything else.
No, I want to see. So it's a design challenge. There's 3 different categories. They're doing a runway show. There's like prenup, there's wedding girl, and then there's pink prom fantasy.
Nope. Prenup, prom fantasy, and flapper. Punk flapper.
Oh, punk frock flapper.
Yeah. So let's start with the punk flapper group.
Obviously, we get a Susie Toot as a punk rock flapper.
Yeah, so she chose flapper. We weren't surprised.
It's definitely punk. It's definitely 80s. I don't love it, but I get it.
I don't love it either, but I do like that she decided I don't want to just do my
regular flapper
regular flapper hair.
It feels very much like girls just want to have fun, like Cyndi Lauper flapper. I like it for that.
I like the dress, I think.
Yeah.
Do I? It's fine. Jewel sparkles.
Now, wait a minute.
This was a moment. I remember when she walked out, I went, that is straight from a Betsy Johnson runway.
It's also
perfect.
So good. The way she had to redirect things that caused her to mix all the furs and like how she didn't know, they tried to make it like a point, but she didn't know that like laying the velvet in different ways, it makes it look like it's different colors. But I think all of that added to it. And I think she's just so fucking cool. Yeah, for velvet it can do that. Yeah, and sometimes for like satin silkies.
Don't point at my satin.
Well, I'm just pointing because I made that.
Oh.
But well, generally, you always want to put the... Generally, you always want to... notes of thanks. Thank you cards.
Then we had Butthole. Now, Butthole continues to do what Butthole does. I believe that she's feeling it. Okay? Like, I think she even said in this episode, I'm just kind of feeling it out or something.
Yeah.
And I believe that. There's times where she needs to stop feeling it.
Yeah.
But I think it's cool.
I think it's cool. I love the
like
way...
it so much.
I love the way she does things. What they said about the way the fabric folds and rouges, I think is completely... Fair.
Yeah.
So I think if there was something different with that, or if it was like a different material, or if it was laid out differently, otherwise I do really like it, and I love what she's done with the hair and the makeup.
I see that it's a mess, but it
usually is controlled chaos with her.
It's a happy mess, though. It's not... Well, we'll get to the bottom 2 in a minute. Up next, let's do the prom.
Pink prom, which I love.
We have Corey King as Corey King.
Now, I love the styling of it, but it's just a simple dress.
I think even Corey King knew that this was it for her. Don't you think?
Yeah, maybe.
I wonder, because it doesn't matter. This was so bad. And I know that like her other idea kind of fell apart and Rue was like, don't do the same silhouette. And she's like, I won't. And then she ended up doing the same silhouette. And
yeah.
I'm good.
But I love the wig and I love the makeup. I think she looks cute.
Okay. And I support you in liking that.
I like it.
Then we had Anya Nerve. Now, bless her.
Let me get a look at it.
In the workroom, she was getting a heavy edit of like how bad her dress is. And it was early on in the episode. So it was something they kept referencing, is that they were worried about her. And that usually means that on the runway it's going to do well. So I was expecting her to do well. And when it first came out, I went, oh, that's not bad.
I don't think it's
But then as we started to see more and more, the fact that none of the bows are the same size, and they're not even in order.
The same,
of like small to large or large to small.
I love the idea. I think if it was just proportioned a little different, and if it was just made better, I think it would be really cute.
Yeah, and I don't mind the styling of it. It's a messy tube dress with messy bows all over it. It's a bad job. It is a bad job. But I liked the general concept of it. It did make me laugh when, I think it was Rue, asked her, why did you decide on that length? Did you run out of fabric? Then she goes, no, I picked it. I'm still learning about lengths.
She said, I'm still learning about length. and that made everyone laugh. It was so good.
It's so
she
funny.
She is so good.
She's so good, yeah.
Even when she's not great, she's good.
Closing out the prom, we have Lana. I gotta say, it's my favorite design thing she's done so far.
Yeah, it's really cute, and
I think
she
it's
looks
really
beautiful.
well done. Yeah.
And I like that she's playing with, like, I'm usually not this campy on the runway. I think that was cool that she kind of amped it up.
I think to make it, I mean, she looks great, but I think to maybe send it over the top just a little bit more is to bring in some sort of contrast to this pale pink color. Because it was really pretty, but I didn't see Betsy Johnson in any of this.
Yeah.
But pretty, really pretty. Finally, we have the prenup section.
Did you make Curtis sign a prenup?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah. We both did.
Is that real?
Yeah.
Cool.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, okay, to be transparent, turns rights, his mom and dad wrote it for him. And so I just took that and copied it and then wrote my own. Because I didn't know I was supposed to have one. But yeah, it says that if we get divorced, I get nothing. We get what we came into the marriage with. But if it is my fault that we get divorced, then he gets to kill me. Yeah.
And I thought we were having a real grown-up moment.
We don't have anything. What? One of us gets a Subaru, he can have it. No, I'm kidding. I love my Subaru. I'm gonna be honest. I'm a Subaru girly.
You have seen the light. Arietti.
I love this.
Yeah, I think it's really pretty.
She did say she didn't want to do a Betsy Johnson look. She wanted to do a combination of her and Betsy Johnson. And to her credit, she did say it's about 70-30 because I'm not getting a lot of Betsy Johnson, but I do see some. I do see some elements, and it's so beautiful.
It's so cool.
It's so fucking cool. Then we have Sam Starr. She did the brief, and I think that's great.
Yeah, I would look at that and see more Madonna, like 80s Desperately Seeking Susan.
This to me just feels like, what's that company that does the sexy Halloween costumes?
Leg Avenue?
Yeah. To me, this looks like a Leg Avenue costume. It's well done.
I like it.
It's just kind of like,
I like it, but I wouldn't notice. I wouldn't look at that and say Betsy Johnson. But I loved the hair and I loved the styling. She looked like, there's a cartoon when it spit. I think Beauty and the Beast, when it spits that townsperson out of the armoire, and it's a guy wearing like women's clothes.
Oh, that's hilarious.
She looks like that.
And finally, we have Lexi Love as Julia Fox, and I loved it.
Episode over. That was so good.
It's so good. This is what I'm talking about with what I wanted Lana to do. Add some sort of Betsy Johnson element. So she added the rainbow hair.
And the slutty under.
That's
but,
perfect.
The really pure
it's
over.
Perfect.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I want to wear that
this
on
was
my wedding.
Incredible.
The veil.
This was incredible.
Not the under thing.
Now.
I don't want to send the town into a frenzy.
We do get... What town? We do get a winner.
You're not invited anymore.
And it was one of the best face crack moments. This was Jan level face crack moment. So we find out the winner is Jules Sparkles.
I think this is her first win, right?
Yes, and I think it's rightfully done.
Yeah,
like,
she's been doing so good this whole time.
Just like Betsy Johnson.
And it was perfect.
Her look was perfect.
Yeah.
Period. But Lexi also did a great job. And when they cut to Lexi, when they announced Jules is the winner.
Ooh, face crack.
She needs to turn that into merch just like Jan did. It was such a face crack moment. It was so good. I'm sorry she had to go through that, but I have to say, as a TV watcher, thank you so much for going through that.
I love how
I loved it.
Into it Lexi is. Like, like they were saying at a Roscoe's viewing party or something, like, Lexi is there to win.
Oh, when she had that, like, sudden breakdown in the workroom for no reason.
Oh, I thought that was brilliant.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I loved it. Didn't she say hormones? Like, when she started her hormones, she's crying all the time?
Yes, and that is true.
I know.
That is a true thing that people go through when they take hormones.
Do you know that when we were friends, when she was undercover, I never ever saw her cry?
Because I never did.
I didn't think it was possible.
I did not cry.
Now, I make her cry all the time. It's wild. It's wild. It's wild. And I'm ultimately happy about it because I think it's healthier to
get it out.
To have emotions than to have none. But it's alarming when you've been friends with someone as long as we have, and then suddenly, if I look at you a certain way, it's over. It's funny. It's funny.
I think it's not you looking at me a certain way. It's the combination of life.
It's funny.
Been tough since it's been an adjustment period since moving here.
It's funny. Well, and you became a woman.
That's what I mean. I added a layer on top of all this change.
You've always been a woman. You took your boy off.
Yeah.
Then we get a bottom two that ultimately I was really happy we had, but I don't know that I completely agreed.
Yeah, if you publicly go on this show and express romantic interest in someone, they're gonna put, or if you're twins with someone, they're gonna put you together.
Or if you're a twin who's in love with your other twin, you're a Peters. You know? I loved the storyline of it.
It's the storyline of it.
Lydia, I forgot, was so good at lip syncing.
Yeah,
I love
Lydia's
her
really compelling.
Style. Corey was funny.
Corey was great.
And then they made out at the end.
Which
and
was
everyone
funny.
went up.
We had to do that.
Really funny. And yeah, I had a great time. And then we find out goodbye to Corey King.
Goodbye to Corey King.
Now, I saw in an interview somewhere on the internet that Corey did. She said if she had won the lip sync, she would have sent herself home. Like, she would have quit the show because Lydia deserved to stay. I don't know how true that is, but I love the idea.
That would have been so
iconic.
good. It's sweet, their love. It's sweet.
They're still together.
Yeah.
I love that.
I think that's really sweet.
So as we say goodbye to Corey King, let us really... I'm going to do the opposite of what I've been doing to her all season. I'm going to hype her up.
I have loved her from the very
beginning. I'm so happy she was on the show.
And I thought she was a star from the moment that she walked in. And as I have said every episode, time after time...
We're not going to lie, though. Like, people need to hear the truth.
Because she's gone now, so we can be nice.
No, I am being nice. But, like, I'm saying actual feelings. So, listen.
The reason I was so tough on her is because I could see the potential.
Stop lying. I've loved her on my TV.
Yeah.
I think Corey, unfortunately, whatever her magic is that people come to flock to her for, I don't think it translated on the show.
Which happens often. It's what Joella was describing.
It's also the joke that Anya made about Lana. She came here to end her career. You know, there are certain people that I just don't think whatever they have going for them doesn't show up on TV so well.
Yeah.
I hope that all the online backlash that she's received for just, you know, everything she's said and done, I hope that some of it reached her in a positive way, in a constructive criticism way.
Yeah.
Because I will say I saw her What You Packin' with Michelle Visage, and her eyes did look a little better. Like, it did look like she was glowing up her makeup a little.
She wasn't in makeup in the What You Packin', was she?
Maybe not What You Packin'. What was it?
They don't do that in makeup. She had a really cute mustache.
What am I talking about?
You saw her in something.
I saw her in something.
At Roscoe's, yeah. I mean, this is the classic tale. Everyone goes on TV, they get railed by Lydia Butthole Collins, and then they get railed by the audience.
Right.
And then I don't know. Then they adjust. And then they come back and they look incredible.
I enjoyed
She already
her
has. Yeah.
I loved
She was a really fun character on TV, and now that she's gone, I'm gonna miss her.
I will say, casting department, you did a great job with Corey King. Corey King was perfect for this show.
I just get real sensitive when people are mean, because I don't want them to be mean to me, and I know that they would and could.
She is a Drag Race icon. She's just, her drag is bad.
Oh,
but other
and
than that,
you know what?
she's great.
I believe wholeheartedly that this won't be the last time we see Corey King. I think she's going to be on our TV screens again real soon.
Ooh, I hope so. I hope you're right. Well, if you enjoyed that and you would like to come back for less Corey King, all you have to do is hit that subscribe button, of course, notification bell.
Join us on Patreon at patreon.com/IMHOtheSHOW.
We're both on Cameo.
You can also get a Cameo by going to IMHOtheSHOW.com.
Oh, yeah. Also, all of our merch is at dragqueenmerch.com.
And you can listen to our brand new podcast, which is out every Thursday wherever you get your podcasts.
And the end. Goodbye. Wow.
We have to talk about the Oscars because I don't usually partake in watching the Oscars. I like to watch the clips after. But you were like, do you want to come over? And I was like, okay.
You know, we did Bad Drag Race this past weekend with Mono and Oscar. We had so much fun.
We had so much fun.
You can actually still buy a ticket and watch the live stream.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta say, the quality of the live stream is incredible.
Really?
I mean, I've only seen like a short clip, but yeah, it's really nice.
Oh, wow.
So go watch it. I thought we were really funny. And
I had so much fun.
The girl that won, Grace Period.
Technically my drag daughter.
Turns out she got her name from this show. So Grace Period, you're welcome.
And I saw your DM. I'm going to respond to it.
What?
She DM'd us.
Us?
Thank you. Yeah. I'm going to respond to it.
Thank you for saying
I'm going to respond
to me. Anyway, so congratulations, Grace. Everyone was great. We had so much fun. But anyway, while we were sitting backstage, just, you know, chatting and talking about the future of drag and how we're not that, I said, hey, by the way, tomorrow's Oscars. Do you want to come watch Oscars? And she said, I do clips, but yeah, I'll come. And we went and we ran some errands Oscar Sunday. I was like, why don't we do a little errand run? We had fun. We were sisters. It was so fun. And then 5 minutes before the Oscars started, I said, by the way, Oscars are on. You just come over whenever. Like, you don't have to, whatever. And she goes, oh, when do they start? And I said, in about 5 minutes. And she goes, okay.
Growing up, the Oscars started at like
We're on
7
the West Coast.
p.m.
We're on the West Coast. So they start at 4.
And they start at 4 here, so
Yeah.
I didn't know. So I
Yeah.
had just sat down to do my sewing. I've been doing a lot of
Which was
sewing
funny.
lately. It's been
Which was
helping.
really funny.
Anyway, so I ran over.
And our outfits from Bad Drag Race, she made for Bad Drag Race, and they're really cute. So go watch the live stream. You're gonna laugh.
Yeah.
It was a hilarious show, but also you get to see her cute outfits. Okay, so anyway, so she said, yes, I'll come. So she did eventually show up, which is great. And then Austin came, which was great.
Cutie came.
We had so much fun.
We had fun. It was fun watching. I mean,
it opened with Cynthia and Ari.
that was the best. That was the best part.
We watched it easily 4 times that night.
Like, because I missed it the first time, but I saw it on my phone.
And
although
I said, no,
shady,
we have to rewatch.
They only put Ari and Defying Gravity on the phone. They didn't put Cynthia Erivo's home, which...
That was the best part.
Let's be honest, that was amazing.
What?
On TikTok, like, as it was happening.
Oh, sure.
So, I couldn't find it, but I could find Ari's
dress with the shoe.
With the red.
On the back. Go fuck yourself. That
Incredible.
was the best thing I've ever seen. It blew
Incredible.
me away.
Shoe in.
Spine.
Now,
shoe spine.
They're gonna win all the awards next year, and if they don't, then we can
riot.
We can't
but
protest.
Right now,
we can't protest.
No protesting, but we will.
But we will be rioting.
We will break some windows. Now,
maybe we'll be there next year.
Where?
At the Oscars red carpet, interviewing people.
Why are you whispering?
Manifesting it quietly.
You can't manifest something quietly.
Yes,
you have
I
to
can.
believe it with your whole body to manifest it.
I believe it.
Oh, you're woman-manifesting it. Okay, so can I say I
thought Adrian Brody was hot until his
hate
speech.
Him so much. This made me so angry.
It was horrendous.
And his speech was 5 minutes and 40 seconds.
First
the
of all,
longest speech in Oscar history.
First of all, he threw his gum at his wife, which I thought was endearing when I thought he was hot. But now that I don't think he's hot anymore,
it's
disrespectful.
Disturbing. Yeah.
Shove it in your cheek.
He's such a piece of shit.
Don't be chewing gum.
That was so narcissistic. And then when they started to play him off, and he's like, I've done this before. Believe me, I won't take long. I promise I won't take long.
And then he took long.
And they turned the music off, and then he's like, well, stop.
Stop. Best acceptance speech of all time.
Merritt Weaver.
Thank you.
I gotta go. Bye. Yeah. Great.
The best acceptance speech of all time.
It was just so fucking disrespectful, and it was so fucking...
Adrian Brody.
Stupid. And the thing that kills me is this was his comeback. This was his big comeback.
Yeah, before the music came up the first time, I was on board.
Yeah, we were all ready for this Adrian Brody renaissance. Like, maybe he's grown up, he's learned.
Adrian-essence.
But no, he's still a narcissistic, self-centered little fuck.
But
I love how tall and big-nosed he is. I love that.
Physically,
that's
a great type to be.
But your brain is broken,
Talking
girl.
about cringe, though, we have to talk about the lady and the guy, the very hot man that won for Best Song from Amelia Perez. And
she started singing.
I can't get it out of my head, but only because it's from West Side Story. When love comes so strong, there is
No, thank you. No, thank you. I'll get taken away into the world.
West Side Story is incredible.
No, I agree.
But that also moment was so cringe.
It was so insanely uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Okay, I will say the thing about the Oscars in general that I had an issue with was, I think the thing I have an issue with in the world is the inconsiderate. I don't care what is happening. This is your big moment, but you can't be inconsiderate of everyone else around you. And the amount of people who decided, your name got announced, I'm going to stand here and I'm going to hug everyone around me. And I'm going to talk to them. I'm going to shake their hands. Get to the fucking stage. Get to the fucking stage.
Oh, yeah, she would
get to the fucking stage.
Go faster.
And then they would be on stage and they'd go, oh, you want to... Oh, they're counting us down already. I got to look for my paper. Remember the one guy that put his glasses on and reached into his pocket for his paper, but he missed his pocket, so he just never tried to get it out again? And he just talked with his glasses on for no reason, and then when he was done, he took his glasses off. Sorry. I know it's super stressful, and I know your brain just like explodes in those moments. You're just too much to take in.
Okay.
But as a viewer, God, I was so mad, and I was high.
She was in a good place.
I was in a good place.
Have you ever practiced your Oscars speech? When you were little, did you think that was going to be a possibility someday?
I think
or a fantasy.
I think everyone has that fantasy at some point. I don't know that I've ever practiced a speech, but I've certainly imagined the applause.
Oh, I love the applause. Okay, let's talk about things we liked. I mean, Cynthia Erivo, Ariana, that was incredible.
I loved how their outfits on the red carpet were... Okay, I need y'all to know.
When Lisa came out, she came down.
I went, what?
She came down on wires.
And I said, I think that's Lisa.
Margaret Qualley was
I think that's Lisa. I think that's Lisa. I was shook. I was shocked.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so happy for all the Blackpink girls. And right now, Lisa is having her moment. White Lotus. This.
Are you caught up on White Lotus?
Mm-hmm.
The thing that happened in the last episode with the you-know-whats?
Mm-hmm.
That's my nightmare. That is my... I would rather die than be anywhere near that. Even when they were in their containers. That's my nightmare.
That is so strange.
Even on anxiety pills, I hate that.
You know what? It's the only thing that's going to cure that. Exposure therapy. And actually, I happen to have one.
No, you don't.
I'm just kidding.
You wouldn't.
I'm just kidding.
And
no, I had such
terrifying.
a fun time watching the Oscars.
I did too. We
still haven't watched Anora.
It did make me curious about some of these movies that
I am going to watch Anora.
I want to watch Anora. I want to see what all the buzz is about. I also want to support sex workers.
Seeing Demi Moore lose the Oscar.
That was tough.
To a younger
girl. That was tough.
Was very The Substance, though. I felt like I was watching the sequel to The Substance, and that I loved.
Yeah.
No, I think Demi Moore is so excited.
Winning costumes for Wicked, as he should. I feel like a lot of the awards weren't going to go to Wicked next year, because next year we're going to do part 2. But I'm so glad he won.
Oh, yeah.
And be the first black male to ever win in the costume.
I loved his brooch.
I love him. I love everything he's done. I thought it was fun. And I kind of want to watch... I kind of want to watch Amelia Perez. I just want to see how crazy it is.
I don't know that I can.
I don't think I can either, but I need to know. I need to know what the fuck people are seeing about it.
I don't think we will ever find the answer to that. I got to be quite honest. I do think with Zoe Saldana, I think she's Hollywood royalty to the point that, much like Renee Zellweger in Cold Mountain, she got her Oscar in part because of Amelia Perez, but also in part because of her career and how much people respect and love
Center
her.
Stage.
Crossroads.
For me, I'm a Center Stage girly. You're a Crossroads.
That's how I met Zoe, was through Crossroads.
I remember thinking, who is this girl? She is such a badass. And Center Stage.
I remember thinking, that little white trash girl is so funny.
Yeah.
What was her name from Crossroads? The white trash girl?
Oh,
She's not doing well.
Black. She Orange is the New Black. She
Yeah.
was in Orange is the New Black. I think her name is,
Taryn.
Taryn in that.
Taryn. Okay, well, thank you so much for letting us talk about the Oscars at you. And if you have thoughts, leave them in the comments below.
I did think it was fucked up that no one that won for Amelia Perez mentioned anything about trans people right now. And then they asked the director about it, and he goes, well, I didn't win director, but if I would have said something. It's like, you're not going to say something now. You're just going to say,
well,
you would have said something?
Not to defend transphobes, but let me do that really quickly. I think, like, everything with the lead actress...
Yeah,
and her controversy.
Not great timing.
I think
not
they were
good
just
look.
running away from anything that could be tied to her. And I will say, I loved that Conan made the joke. I love that Conan called it out.
I thought
we were
Conan
all
did a really
thinking
good job. And he's hot.
I love Conan O'Brien,
Mm-hmm.
my entire heart. He has a show that came out last year on, or the year before, on Max, I think. Conan Without Borders.
Oh.
Where it's a travel show. I just adore him.
Do you remember in elementary school, Borders?
Mm-hmm. The store.
Isn't that fun? No. Just like when they would put the bulletin board and they would add a little trim around it.
Mm-hmm.
Bye.